to him. Badi'u samawati wal ard. Now this is the word, creation ex nihilo. Ibda means creating without any matter. And khalq means to create something from something. Khalq and ibda, or ijad or takween, three words. Ibda, ijad, takween, they mean the same. Khalq, ijad, ibda and takween means to create something out of nothing. This is bid'ah, ibda. That is why we call bid'ah, that you have, innovated something in religion which has no basis, no roots. You should have whatever you want to do, there must be some root, there must be some basis, some source in Quran or in Hadith, Sunnah, or in the practice of the companions of the Prophet. But if you are, inventing some other ceremony, some other ritual, which has no roots, so it is bid'ah. In the same way, ibda was creation ex nihilo. Badi'u samawati wal ard. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. Anna yakunu lahu waladun. How can there be a son or a daughter for him? Walam takun lahu sahiba, when there has been no wife for him. Either you believe in a wife also, but at least the pagan Arabs didn't believe in any wife. But as I told you, the Egyptian Trinity included, they didn't call him the wife of God, but the mother God, God mother. God as father, Horus as the son of God, Isis as the godmother. And actually the Christians, in the later days, not in the very beginning after Jesus ﷺ, but later on, they also imitated, invented this Trinity. And the Trinity originally was God as Father, Jesus as Son of God, and Mary as godmother. That was the Trinity. Just we have an example, in the case of Ismailis. When they came over to India and they wanted to preach, their own brand of Islam to the local Hindus here, they found that they believe in 9 incarnations of God. This was an incarnation of God, Rama was an incarnation of God, and Krishna was an incarnation of God. So there are 9. They added Hazrat Ali as the 10th. Dasham Avatar. He is the 10th incarnation of God. So it became very close to their minds. It becomes very easily acceptable to them. Dasham Avatar. You believe in 9 avatars, you believe in 9, gods incarnate. So why not believe in one more? The same thing that the Christians did to spread their dogma, they imitated the dogma that was already existing in Egypt. So that was the Trinity to begin with. وَجَعَلُوا لِلَّهِ شُرَكَاءَ الْجِنَّ وَخَلَقَهُمْ وَخَلَقُوا لَهُ بَنِينَ وَبَنَاتٍ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى عَمَّا يَصِفُونَ بَدِيعُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَنَّىٰ يَكُونُ لَهُ وَلَدٌ وَلَمْ تَكُن لَهُ صَاحِبَةٌ وَخَلَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. He has created everything. Everything except him is the creation. He is the creator. That's all. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. And it is not that after creating everything, he is unaware of it. No, he knows everything. As we read, that even if a leaf is dropping from the tree, it is in his knowledge. And the darknesses of the land, earth, or in the sea or ocean, everything is in his knowledge. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ. Now this is introducing Allah. This is, Tawheed. Who is Allah? What are his attributes? As we say, آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ كَمَا هُوَ بِأَسْمَائِهِ وَصِفَاتِهِ. Believe in Allah is nothing unless you believe in all his attributes. Belief in God, everybody has the belief in God. But what are the attributes of Allah in whom we believe? So the attributes of Allah, آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ كَمَا هُوَ بِأَسْمَائِهِ وَصِفَاتِهِ. So these attributes of Allah, they are being explained one by one. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ. Such is Allah, your Lord. La ilaha illahu. There is no God except him. خَالِقُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. He is the creator of all the things. فَعْبُدُوهُ. So what is the logical result? You must worship him. You must obey him totally. You must love him from the depths of your heart. All these three things go to make ibadah. Some mode of worship to show your reverence and respect. Then love. You must love him more than anything else. And then total obedience. Three things joined go to make ibadah. فَعْبُدُوهُ وَهُوَ عَلَىٰ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَكِيلٌ. And he is the guardian and responsible for everything. لَا تُدْرِكُهُ الْأَبْصَارُ. Sights cannot comprehend him. Our eyes, our sight cannot comprehend him. He is invisible. Our sight cannot comprehend him. لَا تُدْرِكُهُ الْأَبْصَارُ وَهُوَ يُدْرِكُ الْأَبْصَارُ. He comprehends the sights. He is seeing you, but you can't see him. وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. And he is the subtle one, Latif. You cannot comprehend him. He is beyond that comprehension. But on the other side, he is Khabir. He is aware of everything. He is aware of everything, but you can't know him in his person. You can't see him. You can know him only through his attributes. That's all. Amantu billahi kama huwa bi asma'i wa sifati. What is his person? How is he like? What is his form? You can't see it. It is beyond your perception and beyond your conception even. قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ بَصَائِرُ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ. O mankind, the enlightenments have already reached you from your Lord. This is enlightenment. This is how he is introducing you to Allah. He is telling you his attributes. Basair, enlightenment has come to you from your Rabb, from your Lord. فَمَنْ أَبْصَرَ فَلِنَفْسِهِ. So whosoever sees, so he sees for himself. وَمَنْ عَمِيَ. And whosoever closes his eyes, becomes blind, doesn't want to see, فَعَلَيْهَا. So it is going to harm him and none else. وَمَا أَنَا عَلَيْكُمْ بِحَفِيظٍ. And I am not a guard over you or a watch upon you. And in this way we are rotating our revelations. We are changing our modes of expression. We are telling you things, the same things in various ways. وَلَيَقُولُوا. So that these unbelievers say, you have learned. No doubt you are a learned person. وَلِنُبَيِّنَهُ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ. Even if they don't accept, they will accept that you have learned and you are a knowledgeable person. وَلِنُبَيِّنَهُ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ. And so that we make it clear for those people who have the knowledge or who want to have the knowledge. اتَّبِعْ مَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ. Follow whatever has been revealed to you from your Lord. La ilaha illahu. How many times it is being repeated? La ilaha illahu, la ilaha illahu. This is Tawheed. There is no God except him. وَعَرِضَ لِلْمُشْرِكِينَ. And just turn away your faces from these people, the associators of something or someone with Allah. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مَا أَشْرَكُوا. Hey Allah, had Allah decided and willed, they couldn't do any shirk. Whatever sin somebody is committing here in this world, it is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the freedom of choice. If we wanted to perforce bring us to the right path, who could go to the wrong path then? So this is because for testing. خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. This life which we have given you in this world, it is a testing period. قُلْزُمِ ہستی سے تو ابھرا ہے مانند حباب, اس نیا خانے میں تیرا امتحان ہے زندگی. And for this imtihan, for this ibtila, for this trial, for this testing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the choice. You can go this way, you can go this way. Imma shakiram wa imma kafura. If you want to behave as grateful to us, okay. If you want to behave as thankless person, okay, go ahead. If he had decided not to let you go that way, you couldn't go. وَمَا جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَفِيظًا. And we have not appointed you, O Muhammad, as their keeper or as their guardian. وَمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ. And you are not responsible about them. You are responsible only for conveying to them the message of Allah, preaching to them the revelations that are coming to you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The rest of the responsibility lies on their own shoulders. وَلَا تَسُبُّوا الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ فَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. And don't abuse and call bad names to those deities whom they are calling or worshipping except Allah. Although they are false, but you shouldn't call bad names to them. You shouldn't abuse them, because then what will happen? These, ignorant people, فَيَسُبُّ اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ, they will in retaliation abuse Allah, and they will use bad names for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this they will do without any knowledge. كَذَلِكَ زَيَّنَّا لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ عَمَلَهُمْ. In this way we have made the actions and deeds of every community seem beautiful to them. Their own religion, their own dogmas, they seem very good to them. So if you just, annoy them, and if you abuse their gods and goddesses, false goddesses although they are, and they have no reality, but then they will react and retaliate, and they might abuse Allah. ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ مَرْجِعُهُمْ. Then to God, to Allah, to their Lord is their return. فَيُنَبِّئُهُمْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Then He will inform them of what they were doing. وَأَقْسَمُوا بِاللَّهِ جَهْدَ أَيْمَانِهِمْ. Now this is the point that we discussed last night in detail. And they swear by Allah the most earnest oaths. لَإِنْ جَاءَتْهُ آيَةٌ. If some miracle comes to us, if Muhammad can show us a clear miracle, visible miracle, palpable miracle, لَيُؤْمِنُنَّ بِهَا. They will definitely believe in it. Then they will accept Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as Prophet of Allah. قُلْ إِنَّمَا الْآيَاتُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Tell them, all the miracles and signs are with Allah, in His command only. It is His power. وَمَا يُشْعِرُكُمْ. Now the address is turning towards the Muslims. I told you that it might have been that some of the Muslims might have thought that what's the harm if they are demanding a miracle. If a miracle is shown, maybe some of them come to believe, or at least they will have to shut their mouths. Then their argument will be finished. But here Allah is saying, وَمَا يُشْعِرُكُمْ. You don't know, O Muslims, أَنَّهَا إِذَا جَاءَتْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. That even if those miracles are shown and they have come to them, they will never believe. Because that is not the real reason of their unbelieving. They know from their hearts, from the bottom of their heart, that this Quran is from Allah. It cannot be composed by any human being. When thrice, rather 4 times the challenge has been thrown to them in these surahs, in Surah Yunus, in Surah Hud, in Surah Bani Israel, and then for the 4th time in Surah Al Baqarah. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ. And they could never dare to meet this challenge. So actually they know it by heart, that this is from Allah, but they don't want to accept it. Why? Then their position, they lose their positions. Their vested interest is gone. Then they will have to obey Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This subordination, that is not acceptable to them. وَمَا يُشْعِرُكُمْ. And you don't know it. What thing will make you know? أَنَّهَا إِذَا جَاءَتْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. When those all signs, even if they come to them, they are not going to believe. وَنُقَلِّبُ أَفْئِدَتَهُمْ وَأَبْصَارَهُمْ كَمَا لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. And we have overturned, or we shall overturn their hearts and their sights, as they didn't believe for the first time. This is a very basic philosophical ayah of the Quran. Once some truth dawns on you, and your heart testifies this is true, if you accept, it's okay. If you don't accept, you reject. What? Out of arrogance. Knowing that this is true, this is correct. As I told you, it happens to us. Many times we are in an argument, we are arguing among ourselves, and during the course of argument, I feel that the point of view that he is presenting is correct. But if I accept, it means I am defeated. He is victorious, but I am not ready, and then I start arguing and arguing, going to the left, to the right, although my heart is telling, no, you are doing wrong. So actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, when the truth dawns upon you, you jump at it. If you reject it, then the capability, the faculty of recognizing the truth will be taken away from you. This is what we call disuse atrophy in physiology. These eyes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us to see. If you tie them up, cover them up for about 2-3 months, the sight will be gone. Because you are not using it. This joint is to move. You put a plaster to the joint. After a few months, this capability of movement will go. It will be just frozen. If you don't use anything which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, then the capability of that thing is withdrawn by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given human beings the capacity and the capability to recognize truth. This is true. Now if you accept it instantaneously, it's good for you. Your capacity of recognizing truth will increase. But if you decide to reject what your heart has told you it is correct, then this, faculty, this capability is withdrawn from you. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, نُقَلِّبُ أَفْئِدَتَهُمْ. We shall overturn their hearts and their sights. كَمَا لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. Because of that they didn't believe in it for the first time when the truth has dawned on him. And actually this process reaches its climax. A man reaches the point of no return now. That is what Allah calls, we have put a seal on their heart. Now he cannot reach. He cannot go back. Because he has reached the point of no return. وَنَذَرُهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُونَ. And we shall leave them in their rebellion, advancing blindly. Go now. Go as far as you can go. You want to go. We have put a seal on your heart now. You are free to advance in these evils and all these things as far as you